Have you ever thought about how some men always seem to end up with the most beautiful women? Everyone knows that a man's appeal to a woman isn't just about how he looks. It's not a big surprise that women like guys with certain qualities. Men who are naturally charming have an advantage over others because of their impulsiveness and seductiveness. But there's an even more magnetic dark side to charm too. There isn't a single person on earth who hasn't had moments of self-doubt. True alphas, on the other hand, confront their weaknesses head-on with a development attitude and transform them. This boosts their confidence and highlights the group's dominant member. Here are 8 traits women love about alpha males, along with a brief explanation of why these are so important. So stay until the very end to find out one key aspect that will make every girl want you. Number 1. An alpha position. Humans at their core are driven by several thousand years of evolution, and women are driven by their instincts, and those instincts know a mile away when there is an alpha around. Their natural selection of a partner is not an easy task. Women think carefully about who they want to spend their lives with. Out in the wild, since there aren't many female animals, it seems likely that ones that do exist are picky and smart because they hide their ovulation. Some women only marry into the best families because they are picky, because they have a lot of options, so can pick and choose. It's not common that women choose the beta man over the alpha. It's actually 1 in 1,000 shots. Women think about the future, and since in that future they see themselves having a baby, it makes sense that they would want help. Have you ever found yourself with a partner who wanted babies? We all know how important that question feels deep inside, and alpha takes that answer head on, thinking about all the pros and cons of that decision. He is the one who chooses. Number 2, a natural leader. Forcing yourself to be a leader never works. An alpha is not a man who opens his way through violence. He is a man who is easy to follow because of who he is as a person. Let's get back to National Geographic. You could buy a chimpanzee and call it tyrant, but the other monkeys will eventually attack and kill it. In chimpanzee groups, the long-ruling primates are often the ones with the most extensive social networks, which they don't hesitate to use. The female chimpanzees have their own social order, and they often get together to do things like groom each other. Women also like men who can think outside the box, so it's not surprising that men don't do well in this area. Women reject a tyrant. They always follow the man who leads naturally. Women follow the alpha male, who knows how to make his own way while recognizing his group, and everybody follows him. Number 3, an alpha is the first choice. Women have a hard time choosing a life partner right now because there are so many men who fit their ideals. It's a world full of options, and the most dominant key points in society are still run by men, which makes the situation a little more delicate for women. That's why an alpha who runs the system and is in a position of power is always an easy choice. That shows that some of us have improved over time and become better at getting into positions of power in our communities. So, one could say that the perfect person is the one who gets to the top of a dominant hierarchy. Because of how we evolved, we are well suited to doing well in positions of authority. Even in the world of the alpha male, being a gentleman is still important. Most men who want to date women make the mistake of thinking that modern women don't care if they are treated with respect. Everybody wants to be treated with respect and kindness. Alpha males are expected to make sure their dates get home safely or help them get out of the car at their front door. It's not only helpful, but it's also a nice thing to do that you will appreciate every time. If you want to understand what it takes to be an alpha and the benefits behind it, like and subscribe. Number 4, creativity always. A man who is an alpha is just hardwired to think in new ways all the time. They don't just look at a problem from one point of view and give up when they hit a roadblock. Instead, they look for the other points of view. They didn't hold back good ideas for fear of being laughed at, and they didn't bother with bad ones. They can come up with surprising and interesting ideas because they don't question their own sense of logic. They use the ideas and connections of other people and give credit where it's due. Even if the stakes aren't very high, it doesn't matter. They only need a safe place to run around and keep moving forward. Number 5, an alpha has many goals. Alpha men want to spend their lives working for something bigger than themselves. Once you know why you were put on this planet, what you do, good traits? What, if anything, do you do that makes you happy and makes you feel like you've done something? Women are drawn to those who know what they want out of life. So you may find that you have a lot of fans if you always give off this vibe. Number 6. An alpha is always flexible. Alpha men have the necessary flexibility to change their plans on the fly. The world is in constant motion, and they understand it. Your current plan may need to be changed. Maybe you need to change the way you see the world, even if those are big changes. Why? Simply put, if you don't know what you want, it's hard to give your life meaning. If you have no idea what to do at this point and don't know who you really are or the things that make you happy, then it's time to find meaning. So, it's important to look closely at one's own goals and reasons. Whether you believe it or not, being a good communicator can help you understand yourself better and can also help you win women over. When we talk about communication, we mean the exchange of ideas and facts. People will get to know you better as you talk about what's on your mind. If you do this, you can get their attention. It's important for every relationship to talk things out. If you have a way with words, people will be more interested in you and drawn to you. A good communicator is clear about what they want to say, doesn't come off as defensive or aggressive, and seems open, honest, and sincere. And what do you really know? When two people have a good time together, they're more likely to share their worries with each other. Think about the fact that anyone who is willing to put in the time and effort can solve any problem. Being an expert at communicating is a classic trait of an alpha male because it makes you more charismatic and attractive. Number 7, the funniest alpha around. When you tell jokes, do people laugh? People find it easy to like someone who can make them laugh. Why? Because it shows how funny you are and puts the women at ease. A good sense of humor is another thing that makes an alpha male attractive. It shows that they don't take themselves too seriously. Women are more likely to like you if they can talk to you about hard things without feeling awkward. It's possible that it's because of how funny you are. Why are men with a good sense of humor so appealing? Having a sense of humor that everyone can understand shows that you can make women happy. When you make a woman laugh, you awaken a sense of belonging in her. Alpha men who are like this are born natural leaders. People are happier, more productive, and easier to manage when they are around someone with a good sense of humor. So, it's easy to see how a funny attitude can help you get along with people, especially women. Number 8, eyes on the prize. When an alpha male has all these great qualities, it will be hard for women to say no. Because of his charm and determination, he can get other people to help him reach his goals. The vast majority of people he meets like and respect him, even though the people below him in rank may be envious of his success. He never brags about it. He gets what he wants not because he gets lucky, but because he works hard for it. Even though he was born into a wealthy family, he has worked very hard to get where he is now. What do you think is a magnetic trait that women can't resist? Tell us in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more videos like these.